7 legendary musicians in the world. For many people across various cultures, music is an integral part of their way of life. The presence of talented musicians not only contributes to the creation of many outstanding songs, but also has a significant impact on an entire generation of music. Therefore, legendary musicians with their songs and contributions will continue to exist and be remembered for generations to come. Let's explore the world's legendary musicians with us. 1. Leonard Norman Cohen. Leonard Norman Cohen, September 21, 1934 – November 10, 2016. Over the course of his artistic career spanning decades, he left a mark in various fields, but his most profound impact was undoubtedly in music. With his deep, melancholic voice and an enigmatic demeanor, Cohen's music was rich in poetic content, revolving around themes of religion, solitude, primal instincts, and societal relationships. Leonard Cohen released 14 studio albums, in addition to 12 volumes of poetry and 2 literary works. His career was a journey of exploration into themes of religion, solitude, primal instincts, and social relationships. Cohen is honored in both the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the United States and the Music Hall of Fame in Canada. Leonard Norman Cohen was also bestowed the title of Companion of the Order of Canada, the highest civilian honor. In 2011, he was honored with the Prince of Asturias Award for his contributions to literature. Leonard Cohen possessed a vast collection of awards, including recognition in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, knighthood reserved for Canada's most distinguished citizens, and the Prince of Asturias Award for literature. Leonard Cohen's passing was a significant loss to music lovers worldwide in 2016. 2. Prince Rogers Nelson. Known by his stage name Prince, was an American singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, record producer, and actor. Prince was renowned as an innovator in music, known for his eclectic works, flamboyant stage presence, and wide vocal range. He was considered a pioneer of the Minneapolis sound. His music spanned various genres, including funk, rock, R&B, soul, psychedelia, and pop. Since the beginning of his career, Prince sold over 100 million records globally, making him one of the best-selling recording artists of all time. He won 7 Grammy Awards, a Golden Globe Award, and an Oscar. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2004 and ranked 27th on Rolling Stone's list of the 100 greatest artists. His passing was a profound loss to music lovers worldwide, leaving many artists and cultural figures deeply saddened by Prince's departure. 3. David Bowie. David Bowie was a British singer, songwriter, actor, and music producer. With nearly 5 decades of constant reinvention and creativity in the realm of mainstream music, David Bowie and his works, particularly in the 1970s, are considered highly influential. He was also remembered for his distinctive voice and profound depth in composition. Bowie's career took off in 1972 with the release of the album The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. He achieved his first #1 in the United States with the hit Let's Dance in 1983. His 24th studio album, The Next Day, released in 2013, caused a sensation in both the UK and the US. This album was nominated for the Best Rock Album Grammy in 2014 and Album of the Year at the Brit Awards. In addition to his outstanding solo work, Bowie was a music producer for renowned artists such as Lou Reed, The Stooges, and Mott the Hoople. He received the Lifetime Achievement Grammy Award in 2006. David Bowie passed away peacefully with his family by his side after a brave 18-month battle with cancer. Many shared the sense of loss, but we encourage you to respect the family's privacy during this mourning period. 4. Robert Allen Zimmerman Bob Dylan. Robert Allen Zimmerman, known by his stage name Bob Dylan, is an American singer, songwriter, actor, painter, writer, and playwright. He is one of the most influential artists in music, specifically, and global culture in general over the past few decades. His greatest achievements were mainly in the 1960s when he played a pivotal role in initiating and leading social movements. His work since the mid-1960s, collaborating with many contemporary rock artists, consistently achieved high positions on the American charts, while also receiving criticism and mockery from the folk music scene. Befitting a legend, Bob Dylan has received numerous prestigious awards in his career, including 11 Grammy Awards, an Oscar, and a Golden Globe for the song "Things Have Changed" composed for the film Wonder Boys in 2000. A Pulitzer Prize for his contributions to American music and culture, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Barack Obama. Most recently, Bob Dylan became the recipient of the 2016 Nobel Prize in Literature, causing a sensation in the global literary community. For the first time in over 100 years of the prize's history, lyrics became poetry, a musician became a poet, and music reached the pinnacle of literature. 5. Nathaniel Adams Coles. Nathaniel Adams Coles, known by his stage name Nat King Cole, March 17, 1919 February 15, 1965, was an American jazz musician and singer. Although he was a talented pianist, he was more widely recognized for his rich baritone voice. He was one of the first African Americans to host a variety show on television. Despite passing away in 1965 due to lung cancer, he remains famous worldwide and is regarded as one of the most significant figures in the history of American music. He was born in Montgomery, Alabama, USA. His father, Edward Cole, was a minister, and he had 3 brothers, Eddie, Ike, and Freddie, as well as a sister named Joyce. Cole began learning to play the piano at a young age, with his only teacher being his mother, Perlina, who was an organist at a church. When he was 4 years old, his family moved to the northern part of Chicago, Illinois. It was during this time that he had his first public performance. He continued to play the piano at his father's church until he was 12 years old. Nathaniel Adams Coles started his performing career under the stage name Nat Cole in the mid-1930s, when he was still a teenager. His older brother, Eddie Cole, played the bass and quickly joined Nat Cole's band. They recorded their first song in 1936 under Eddie's name and frequently performed at various clubs. It was at one of these clubs that the nickname King in his stage name emerged. In 1958, Cole traveled to Havana, Cuba, to record Cole Español, an album entirely sung in Spanish. This album gained popularity not only in Latin American countries, but also in the United States, leading to the release of 2 similar albums, A Mis Amigos, sung in Spanish and Portuguese in 1959, and More Cole Español in 1962. Nat King Cole made appearances in numerous short films, sitcoms, and television programs. He portrayed W.C. Handy in the movie St. Louis Blues in 1958, and also appeared in the Nat King Cole story, China Gate, and The Blue Gardenia in 1953. His final film, Cat Ballou, was released several months after his passing in 1965. 6. Leon Russell. Leon Russell was an American singer-songwriter. He once said, "If I sit down and write something in a few minutes, it's going to be great. If it doesn't happen, then I don't think it's going to be great. I'm not the kind of guy who writes and revises songs day in and day out." Russell shared during his lifetime that he considered himself more of a music writing machine than the meticulous, day-to-day songwriters seen today, constantly editing their songs to perfection. Perhaps it was his distinctive approach to composition that infused Russell's hits, whether written for himself or on request, with a unique character. From Tight Rope and Lady Blue, to A Song for You, a song he claimed to have written in just 10 minutes, and Hummingbird, which he crafted for renowned artists like the Beatles, Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, Elton John, and Eric Clapton. Russell's albums consistently ranked high on the Billboard charts in the United States and earned him valuable Grammy Awards. Interestingly, he also adopted the pseudonym Hank Wilson and delved into country music with 3 separate albums. His peaceful passing in his sleep, acknowledged by his family on November 13, 2016, may have brought some solace to his fans, as Leon Russell didn't have to endure any suffering at the age of 74. 7. Chuck Berry, Charles Edward Anderson. Chuck Berry, born on October 18, 1926, was a guitarist, singer, songwriter, and one of the pioneers of rock and roll music. He is also regarded as one of the greatest guitarists in history. With lyrics often focused on youth and featuring memorable guitar solos and riffs, he became a hallmark of early rock music. Chuck Berry was one of the first artists to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986, with the citation stating, "He not only originated our basic guitar sound, he also defined our lyrics." He also ranks 5th on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 100 greatest artists of all time, and 3 of his songs, Johnny B. Good, Maybelline, and Rock and Roll Music, are included in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's list of 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. To this day, Chuck Berry remained dedicated to songwriting and continued to perform live. Born into a middle-class family in St. Louis, Missouri, Chuck Berry had a passion for music from a young age and began performing while attending Sumner High School. Even during his high school years, Berry faced legal troubles and was sent to a reformatory from 1944 to 1947 for armed robbery. After serving his sentence, Berry got married and opened an auto repair shop. In early 1953, at the invitation of blues musician T-Bone Walker, he agreed to join the Johnny Johnson Trio. The band disbanded when Berry moved to Chicago in May 1955, where he met Muddy Waters, who suggested he meet Leonard Chess of Chess Records. Under Chess Records, Berry recorded his first iconic hit, Maybelline, which sold millions of copies and reached number 1 on the Billboard charts. By the late 1950s, he had become a star with numerous famous songs, television appearances, and extensive tours.